Today, we're diving into the life of a man who was told no more times than you can possibly imagine. A man who took a lifetime of rejection and somehow turned it into one of the world's most valuable companies. This is the incredible story of JackMa, and it's a masterclass in resilience.
This idea right here, rising from the ashes, it's not just a nice quote. It's the absolute heart of Jack Ma's story. It's about someone who faced unbelievable setbacks but just refused to let go of a powerful dream. His journey is the ultimate proof of transformation through adversity.
So, our story kicks off in Hangzhou, China, with a young boy named Ma Yun. He was born back in 1964. His family didn't have a lot of money, but what he did have was this unstoppable curiosity about the world outside his own hometown.
And you could see his determination from a really young age. He didn't have access to formal English lessons, so he got creative. For years, he would ride his bicycle to a local hotel and offer free tours to foreign tourists, just so he could practice his English. Talk about hustle. And, funny enough, it was on one of those tours that a tourist gave him the nickname Jack, and, well, it stuck for life.
Now, you'd think that kind of grit would lead to early success, right? But Jack Ma's reality was not that. Not even close. His early life wasn't a story of achievement at all. It was a relentless, non-stop series of rejections.
The list of his early failures is just staggering to look at. He really struggled in school, failing key exams over and over. He got rejected from college 4 different times. And even after he finally managed to graduate, the rejections just kept coming. He applied for more than 20 jobs and was turned down by every single one. This wasn't just a bit of bad luck. This was the defining pattern of his youth.
But out of all those rejections, there is one that just stands out. When KFC opened its first ever restaurant in his city, 24 people applied for a job. 23 of them were hired. The only person rejected was Jack Ma. Can you even imagine that? I mean, it's one thing to be in a group of people who get turned down, but to be the only one? The sense of isolation, that feeling of failure, must have been just profound. For most people, that would have been the final straw. And this was the question that started to haunt him. After being told no by schools, by employers, pretty much by society at every turn, he seriously began to wonder if he was just worthless. This was his absolute lowest point, the very bottom from which he'd have to climb. But then, a single event, a single discovery, was about to change everything. It wouldn't just alter the course of his life, it would go on to shape the future of business around the globe. He was about to get his first look at a brand new world.
The year was 1995. On a trip to the United States, Jack Ma used the internet for the very first time. You have to remember, at this point, the internet was basically unheard of in China. So for him, this was a complete and total revelation. And this was the moment the spark was lit. His first search online was super simple: beer. He found American beer, German beer, but absolutely nothing from China. And in that empty space online, he didn't see a limitation. He saw a gigantic opportunity. This was the tool he could use to connect Chinese businesses with the entire world.
So, armed with this incredibly powerful idea, he went back to China. And this is the moment the phoenix begins to rise. But just like in the myth, it had to start from ashes, with the difficult birth and intense struggle of his new company, Alibaba.
He founded Alibaba in 1999, not in some high-tech office, but in his own small apartment with 17 of his friends. And success was a very slow burn. For the first 3 years, the company didn't make a single penny in profit. Then, in 2003, the SARS epidemic hit. With everyone forced into lockdown, the internet suddenly became a lifeline. This crisis was the unexpected catalyst that led to the launch of their online marketplace, Taobao.
And from that turning point, the company's growth was just explosive. All those years of failure and struggle were finally about to pay off in a truly global victory.
On September 19, 2014, Alibaba Group went public on the New York Stock Exchange. The company raised an absolutely astonishing $25 billion, which at the time made it the largest IPO in world history. The man who couldn't get a job at KFC was now leading a global tech giant.
This moment right here is the ultimate transformation. The man who couldn't get hired at KFC was now standing at the very top of the financial world. Every no he had ever heard, every single door that had been slammed in his face, had somehow paved the way for this unbelievable celebration.
So, what can we all take away from this incredible journey? Well, his story isn't just about business success. It's about the powerful philosophy that he built, piece by piece, through decades of failure. This is the core message he shares with all of us. His philosophy really boils down to 3 core principles. First, he believes patience is way more important than just being smart. Persistence will win out in the long run. Second, you have to protect your dreams. When everyone else is doubting you, you have to be your own biggest believer. And finally, and this is the most crucial one of all, never ever stop trying. For him, the only real failure is quitting.
Ultimately, this is how Jack Ma sees himself, not as a billionaire or a tech icon, but as a dream that simply refused to die. A dream that walked right through the fire and came out the other side to fill the sky. It's a powerful story, and it leaves us with a question for ourselves. What failures are we willing to endure to see our own dreams take flight?